Hello, welcome to the Golden Ticket. My name's Jennifer Murray, and I am here to spend a few minutes with one of my business allies, Julie Mai. We both live way out in the middle of the ocean on a little island called Kauai. I have a recent career history of being restaurant owner. I used to own a health food restaurant down here on the east side of Kauai. And after that, I was actually a cookbook author. So about 7 years ago, when my friend came to me with a golden opportunity, I was quite busy, quite wrapped up in my own thing of being a cookbook author, which was, for me at that point, quite a relief from being a restaurant owner, which has to be possibly one of the most stressful decisions that I ever made in my life. So I think one of the main reasons why we are sharing this information today is that for a lot of us, this information comes to us from a friend or from a family member or from someone we hardly know or hardly remember from high school that really we're not expecting to be the person in our life that is the carrier of a solution that we're looking for. A lot of us are looking for solutions. We want, to be better valued for our skills and talents. We want to make more money at what we do so that we can live our lives, the real part of our lives, the part that we spend with the people that we love, doing the things that we love. And so even if you're, on your knees praying for that solution, sometimes when it comes to us via someone we know really well, it's very hard to recognize. And that was definitely the case for me. My friend Laura brought this to me 7 years ago, and I was in that exact place of literally praying for something to come into my life that suits me, that is good for humanity, but that also has the potential to reward me in a way that feels really good and that you can afford to live in a place like Hawaii. But like I said, it was really hard to see. And so we're just going to take a few minutes to sort of talk about the industry of network marketing as we have come to know it over the years. Like I said, it was about 17 years ago that I moved to Kauai. My original intention was to be here for 2 months to help my sister with the birth of her second child. And what wound up happening is I fell in love with her restaurant. She had already started our old restaurant, the Blossoming Lotus, and there was a line out the door for about an hour and a half for you to sit down and eat dinner if you didn't get there in the first 15 minutes that we opened. The product that we had there was really amazing, and I bring that up because I think that for most people, they think that sort of like the sole signature of a really good opportunity is having an amazing product. And I have not always found that to be the case for myself and for other friends that I know who've had great products and tried to go into business. Even though I do feel like we have probably the greatest product I could have ever imagined with this business, I knew that it wasn't enough because I knew that my experience was it takes a lot more than a really great product. I am going to talk about the products a little bit toward the end of the call, but just wanted to touch on that because I know that for a lot of people, even as we talk to people about this business, they want to know more and more and more and more and more about the product. And really, there's a lot other great highlights that come into play. And right now, it's just with the world being in the turmoil that it's in, and with COVID sort of bombarding all of us and changing the way we are all looking at our jobs and whether or not we want to go back to them as they were or keep working from home, et cetera, et cetera. We just know there's so many people out there. The market is literally flooded with people looking for newer, better ways to make money, and it can be really hard to discern what a really good opportunity is and who you should follow and who you could trust and listen to. So I'm going to turn it over for a few minutes to Julie Mai, someone that those 10 years ago when I was quite preoccupied doing something else. I had no intention of joining this business, but the products had started to turn my head. I had had a lot of pain in my body, and that was going away fast. And that got me thinking, got my entrepreneur hat, definitely all fired up. But when Julie came around, she brought with her sort of like a swirling vision of what we could actually accomplish, which when you live out in a small island in the middle of the ocean, you start to think maybe what you can accomplish is limited. But she didn't feel limited to me at all. She had been educating herself about this industry, and she was so inspired and so fired up. And she had already a successful business making gorgeous gold jewelry. Again, an amazing product. But she was already starting to turn her focus to this, and it really lit me up. I was praying for a solution, and here was this woman showing up saying, I have a solution, not just for you and not just for me, but the same solution that a lot of us are asking for right now. So Julie Mai, take it away.
Aw, thanks, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for hopping on the call and being here with us. I know that we're all busy. Life is crazy right now for everybody. So just want to appreciate you for taking the time to, listen to somebody that cares about you, who wants to show you something a little bit different. And that's truly why we started these calls, because we were in the same boat as you, and someone showed us something that was definitely foreign to me and to Jennifer. But we did a little bit of digging, and we did some research, and what we found is it's just one of the most incredible ways that you can do business. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story, share with you my heart. Hopefully I'll be able to inspire you, or at least just give you the opportunity to think outside the box. About 7.5 years ago, I was a busy mom of two, juggling my full-time jewelry design company, like Jennifer said. And I found myself in an interesting predicament. I moved out really young, at about 14. Things happened when I was a kid, and I ended up moving out pretty young and went to work. And I was an employee for a lot of years. And I knew that wasn't the life that I wanted for the rest of my life. I didn't want to punch in for someone, clock in, clock out for the rest of my life. I saw how hard my mom worked. Luckily, she was an entrepreneur, and it inspired me to do my own thing. So I started my own business, fell in love with jewelry design, which my mom did, and I decided to open up and start a business, thinking that I would get more time back, that I'd be able to spend more time with my kids. But unfortunately, for those business owners out there, that that's not so much the case. You become married to your business. If it's in your home like it was for me, I was working all the time. And I know a lot of you on this call can probably relate to that you just want to be successful. It's your baby. It literally is your business baby, and you work it and you work it and you work it. But for me, and probably for a lot of you, that light at the end of the tunnel was so far away that I was praying for something, not so much to give me more money, but I just wanted something that would give me my time back. I wanted to spend more time with my babies. That was really what I was on my knees about. I knew how fast they were growing. They were 3 and 5 when this golden ticket landed in my lap. I didn't know at the time that's what it was, but my babies were 3 and 5. And for those of you who have kids, it goes by really quick. And I knew that if I didn't change something that I was doing, that I would wake up in 10, 15 years down the road and I would have missed it. And because I watched my mom work so hard when I was growing up, she worked to provide for our family. She worked to own a home on our beautiful island. But unfortunately, that comes with a sacrifice. That comes with a price. And I didn't get to know my mom very well growing up because she was always working. She was always doing that day in, day out on that hamster wheel, if you will, never really getting ahead. So for me, I kind of found myself in this predicament. A girlfriend of mine said, hey, I also knew she was kind of in a predicament at the time too. And she said, my husband we're trying this incredible product that's changing my husband's health. And of course, when people try to sell you things, the red flags go up and you're like, oh, okay, what are you selling me? But because, I loved her, I cared about her, I said, I'll take a look at what this is. And I'll just make my own call on whether I want to be a part of the product, whether I want to take the product. And I was honestly blown away by what I found in the product. And I started taking the product just because, I thought I'll be your customer, but I'm too busy to do anything with the business. I don't know about, that thing called network marketing. I wasn't sure, I just thought that was something that people who couldn't get real jobs did. I know we'll just throw it out there, all of my cards on the table. If this is, your first time hearing this, you might be thinking, well, isn't that one of those pyramid thingies? And that's, not really what I thought, because I didn't know what network marketing was at the time, but I know that a lot of people said that. So I decided to do my research. I said, what is one of these pyramid thingies? And then what I found is a pyramid scam, whatever you want to call it, is when someone asks you for money and there's no product exchange, there's no product or services, that is a red flag. You don't want to get involved with that because it's illegal, first of all, and the chances of you actually coming through the other end on top are very slim. So with network marketing, and the difference, you guys, is it basically is an exchange. It goes from the company that's created a very unique product that you can't really get anywhere else, and it puts it in the hands of the people. So it's word of mouth marketing. So instead of going, through a big box store or a health food store, with us it's health and wellness. We have an incredible wellness product. It goes straight from us right to the people. And when you love something, you're going to share it. When something changes your life, you're going to share it. I don't know about you, but if you love a show that you're watching, you're going to tell your friends about it. If you go out to eat at a restaurant that you really enjoy, you're going to tell your friends and family about it. You don't get compensated for that, but you are basically doing the exact same work that a network marketer would do if they had a product that they loved. So for me, that idea kind of started to make sense. I started taking the product. I felt good. I had more energy as a busy, stressed out mom. That was a good thing. I was sleeping better. But I saw my mom in her 60s struggling with her health, and she was feeling horrible, and she was having all these ailments and taking horrible things to make her feel better. And I said, Mom, I want you to try this, and let's just see how it works. And you guys, within the matter of 3 months, I watched my mom's health completely transform. It was unbelievable. It literally, people would literally stop her in the street and ask her what she was doing differently. It was that extreme. So that's when my little, business antennas went up, and I said, this is an all natural product that's making this big of an impact in someone's life. My mom, who's, one of the closest people to me, I have to share this with the world. So what I did is I went out there and I did my own research. And that's what I tell people, always do your own research. Don't listen to your cousin and your uncle and your brother who say, oh, that's not going to work. Go and do your own research. And what I found is some of the most successful people on the planet, they either teach it, they either own it, or they support network marketing. And the reason for that is it's because it's one of the most incredible ways to do business on the planet, because it's solely based around people helping people. And where we are in our world economy right now, as we all know, you guys, things are changing rapidly. I mean, people are losing their jobs at a crazy rate. There are millions of people unemployed. Businesses are closing faster than they ever have before. And I know from what I've seen and what the research that I've done in the last, couple months, that many, I think it's about 80 million people, to be exact, are going to be looking for home-based businesses in the next 5 years. So to be able to offer someone an opportunity that they can do in the nooks and crannies of their life, from the comforts of their home, to make an extra stream of income is really an incredible thing. So I'm going to play a little video for you guys. Tony Robbins is, one of the most, I guess, looked up to mentors as far as business goes. He does business mastery classes that cost $10,000 a person. He does all kinds of influence. He's an influencer, and he's really business savvy when it comes to business in the 21st century. And this is just a little blurb that I'm going to play for you guys just to wrap your head around it a little bit more.
You've been around a long time. You've seen a lot of different things.
I have.
What are your thoughts about network marketing in general? And what is your thoughts about the decision that people can make to become entrepreneurs using it?
Well, it's interesting. I'm doing this program right now, and I got a room, of a couple thousand people from 44 countries. They're all business owners. Some of them are businesses that are approaching $1 billion. Some of them haven't even started yet, right? They're just picking their business. So it's really variety. And one of my goals in that event is to actually get people to not go in business. And the reason it sounds horrible is someone spends $10,000 to come to an event, and I told them up front, some of you are not made for this, because to run a business requires a certain natural capacity, a nature, if you would, besides skills that you learn. And it's the ability to handle risk. It's the ability to handle stress. It's the ability to do a lot of different things. And you have to be able to manage finance. Most people, they have some of those skills. And that's why every year, 50% of businesses that start are out of business. You know, you look at over any 5-year period of time, 80% are out of business. And over a 10-year period of time, only 4% make it. Now, make it, Eric, doesn't mean that they're making any money. Right? That just means they're still standing. 96% fail, and after 10 years, you're set, right? No. Look at Lehman Brothers, right? Around for a century. They did combined $1 trillion in revenue over that century, and they're gone. So the world, technology changes, products and services changes, it's so competitive. So to really be successful, it's a really unique situation. What's beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner, but you don't have to be worrying about supply chain. You don't have to be worried about accounting, especially in the world we're in today. I mean, network marketing used to be a little bit more different, but today with technology, you can know what's happening in real time. The companies have already set up the software, they know what happens. So it's really picking the right company, and there's a lot of great companies in that area. And it's really realizing that you're really a value creator. If you can go out and add value to other people's lives, if you can just introduce people to a product or a service that a company you represent that truly is extraordinary, some products and services can't just be thrown up on Amazon. They need the story to be told. And if you found a product or service of that nature and you got a company that has a generous schedule of being able to reward you, and then you begin to get leverage where it's not just you, where you've multiplied your efforts to other people, then you get all the benefits of being a business owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. And so I think network marketing is amazing. Now, network marketing has a mixed reputation, and we all know that, right, in the marketplace. And anybody goes out to it, what are you doing? That's why you got to own yourself as a professional. I think that's why I'm supportive of what you do, because you're not just pumping people up, you're giving people real skill sets to be a pro.
What I want to touch on real quick is when he said you have the ability to leverage your time. So that's really what I learned and what I got passionate about, and I became a soldier for the industry because what I realized is when you can leverage your time, you can get your time back. And so for me, and for a lot of us on this call, I'd say the majority of people, we're trading our time for dollars. We're working 5 hours, 8 hours, we're getting paid 5, 8 hours. If we don't go in the next day, we're not going to get paid. But with an industry like this, with a business like this, you show someone a product, you show someone how to create a network of like-minded individuals that want the same thing, want to change health, want to change people's health, want to change people's financial future, and you can leverage that because once they fall in love with a product, they're going to order over and over and over again. So you go back to doing your work once and getting paid over and over again. So when I really understood that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing like it. If I wish that I could just translate it in a way, if you really understood residual income, if you really understood passive income, you would do just about anything for it. And I can promise you that, especially when you work with a team of like-minded individuals that are changing people's lives, it is such an incredible, incredible thing. So back to my story, I said yes. I was juggling the kids, juggling the jewelry business, but I was doing this on the side. And what I told people is I'm working full-time on my jewelry company, I'm working part-time on my fortune, and it started to grow, and it grew and it grew and it grew. And I was able to step out of that wheel, that leveraged wheel, and I was able to step out of that wheel and have my third baby. I have 4 kids now. I had my third baby, and that wheel continued to go without me. So for those mamas out there, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if your boss said, hey, go have a baby and come back in 3 years. And not only will you still have your check every month, but your check will actually grow. And that's what happened to me. And so that is why I'm so passionate about this industry, because you can do something, you can get creative, you can have a vision, you can help people get out of the 9-to-5 grind where they may be stuck, and you can tell them that there is a better way. There's a golden ticket, and that's why we named it this call that name. Just a couple of statistics for you guys to have an idea. This industry is growing at a rapid rate because of what's happening in the world with technology, with AI. Even before COVID, so much is happening, and so much is going to continue to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. It says, what I read is this industry is going to be worth $650 billion by 2025, you guys. $650 billion. That's one of the biggest industries in the world. There's never, ever been a better time to get involved with something like this. It's just choosing the right company, believing in what you are a part of, finding a product that changes lives that you can't go out and get anywhere else. And that's truly what we have with this. I'm going to let Jennifer talk a little bit about the product so you guys can truly understand why we're so excited about this. But when it changes your life, when it changes people's lives that you have this passion, you have this desire to help other people, it really makes your life better. And for me, I was able to dig my well before I was thirsty, have a couple more babies. I had a hard year in 2019, became a single mom for a while, but because I had dug that well, I had something to drink when I needed it most. And I got to be the mom that I wanted to be with my kids. And it's just been, for me, it's just really wanting to get the point across to people that this is truly an incredible way to build your future. And I'm just so excited to share it. So Jennifer, I'm going to pass it back to you, and then I'll go ahead and close it up at the end with a couple little nuggets.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. Okay. So what are these amazing products? If you haven't heard, first of all, I would just like to say that this company was started by scientists. We are not in a company that was started by businessmen looking to make money, looking for a great product to make money off of. This company started with a group of scientists, one of whom had spent 4 whole decades of his career in an attempt to make products that had these kind of results. And the category of product that we're talking about, very big word, nutrigenomics, literally just breaks down to mean we use plant-based nutrients to affect genetic expression. And the goal of that essentially is that your health span matches your lifespan. That your health span is not shorter than your lifespan, leaving you with a period of your life where you have to struggle and be in pain. And with all of everything that they've been learning in these last decades about genetic expression, they can see that really is possible. The problem with being a retail company, which we were in the beginning, was there's no other products in the category of nutrigenomics. There's nobody else on the shelf with us. And at the moment, there's still not really that many people that even understand the word. So to have our products sitting on a shelf next to everything else that's out there, it was just doing them no service. What they found was when they gave it a shot, that the network marketing model worked so much better for them, because now you have people educating other people and telling the story of their experiences of taking the product, which tend to be quite significant. So that puts us in the category of what we're doing is we're affecting our epigenetic environment. So a lot of us understand we have genes, we understand we have DNA, and the DNA is essentially a storehouse of genes. It doesn't have a function, it doesn't do anything specifically, but your epigenetic environment, everything that is surrounding your DNA, that's what's doing all of the work to express essentially who you are. And if you think of it like a piano, if you have ever opened up or looked inside of a piano has a crazy amount of strings and things in there, right? And over time, with age, just like us, the piano gets out of tune and needs to be tuned up. And essentially what our flagship brand, Protandim Tri-Synergizer, is doing is it is genetic tuning. It is fascinating science. It's peer reviewed. It's sitting there on the National Institute of Health website, ready to wow anybody who can actually handle the really deep literature. But for the rest of us, you can really think of it as you're getting the insides of you at a cellular level tuned up like a piano. And so what are the effects of tuning your cells? You're essentially tuning it back to its original design, giving you at a cellular level the properties that you had of youth when you were young. So we're looking at an incredible detoxification system. The waste management system of your body is tuned way up, like 1,000,000 times per second, stronger than whatever else you had going on before you started taking the products. We're looking at increased energy levels, the healing of the mitochondrial cycle that's creating 95% of the energy that you're living on gets tuned up. We're kicking in survival genes every day, every second of every day. Your body's trying to express survival genes, but it requires the right nutrients to get that reaction. And that is what we're doing with herbs and plants and plant extracts. We are providing our cells and our cute little cell receptors with all the right nutrients that they need to basically return to their original design and function well. We're creating health and wellness at the cellular foundation level. And the result of that seems to be that the body chooses that health and it pushes out all of the other aches and pains and discomforts and things that we're struggling with. And so when we come together and we tell the stories, they're varied. They're incredibly diverse because these products have a very broad spectrum of results at the cellular level. So obviously, there's a lot more you can tune into on that level. But if you're someone who maybe wants a little bit more energy to get through the day, wants to sleep better at night, knows that, you know, this aging thing is not for wimps and want to get ahead of the curve, then we have something for you. Normally, I would turn it back to Julie Mai at this point. She appears to have, and Supermom is back to close up the call. Are you with us, Julie? You're on mute.
Hi, thank you for that. The best part about what we do is anybody can do this business. And if you are a busy mom, that was my baby who woke up early for her nap. She kind of didn't even go down for her nap. But you guys, that is really what the beauty of this is, especially with technology and how lucky we are that we can connect. Here we are in Hawaii. We have people all the way over in the UK. We have people all over the world. It's really a connected economy. And when you have a product like Jennifer just shared that changes lives, it's a no-brainer. It's a golden ticket. So I'm going to end with this. Network marketing isn't perfect. No business is perfect. I've been a business owner. I've been an employee. Now I'm a professional network marketer, full-time mom of 4, which I absolutely am so grateful for. But it is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. And I just want you to just take a minute and envision your world, your life in 5 to 10 years down the road. And if you live the perfect life and you don't want anything more, if you are, your job is okay and secure. I don't know if there's anything as job security right now, but just think of what your life looks like. And I will tell you this, that's what I did. And I knew that I wasn't willing to stay where I was and not grow and not have that light be at the end of the tunnel. And that's truly what this has given me and millions of other people, hundreds of people within our team alone, thousands. And it's just, if you don't have the life that you want, and if you don't see that coming, then this is a way to get that. And I always end with this quote. I always say, the same wind blows on us all. The wind of change, the wind of opportunity, which is right now in your hand, the wind of opportunity, the wind of grief, the wind of pain, the wind of love. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination. It is the set of your sail. And what network marketing gives us is just an opportunity to set a better sail and gives you the opportunity to live the life you always wanted to live. And that's truly what we have our hands on. So I'll go ahead and finish it with that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Jennifer, for all the product wisdom and business wisdom. And we all hope you enjoyed the call today. And we do this every week on Tuesdays. So we hope to see you again. Have a fantastic afternoon.